Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to explore the top 10 Gradle interview questions in a very clear and structured way. If you are preparing for a Java interview, a Spring Boot interview, or any back-end developer role, Gradle is one of the most important tools you must understand. Let's begin. Question 1. What is Gradle? Gradle is a modern build automation tool used to compile code, run tests, package applications, manage dependencies, and automate builds. It is widely used in Java, Kotlin, Android, Groovy, and Spring Boot projects. Gradle is known for being extremely flexible because it is script-based and uses either Groovy or Kotlin DSL. One of its biggest strengths is performance. Gradle is designed to be fast, scalable, and highly customizable for complex enterprise projects. Gradle replaces older tools like Ant and is much faster and more flexible than Maven. Question 2. Why is Gradle faster than Maven? This is one of the most commonly asked interview questions. Gradle is faster because of two main features. First, incremental builds. Gradle only rebuilds the parts of the project that actually changed. Maven rebuilds everything even if only one file changed. Second, Gradle supports build caching. When a task has already been run with the same inputs, Gradle can reuse the output without running the task again. Gradle can also run tasks in parallel, which speeds up multi-module projects dramatically. When combined, these features make Gradle up to 10 times faster in real-world projects, especially for Android and Spring Boot development. Question 3. What is the difference between a Gradle task and a Gradle plugin? A task is a unit of work inside a Gradle build. Examples include compiling source code, running tests, generating documentation, copying files, or packaging a jar. Everything in Gradle is built around tasks. A plugin, on the other hand, is a group of predefined tasks and configurations packaged together. For example, the Java plugin adds tasks like compile Java, test, jar, and javadoc. The Spring Boot plugin adds tasks like bootjar and bootrun. Plugins save you time because you don't have to write everything from scratch. They also help ensure standard behavior across projects. Question 4. Explain the Gradle build lifecycle. Gradle runs through 3 stages every time you build your project. The first stage is initialization, where Gradle identifies which projects are involved in the build, especially for multi-module builds. The second stage is configuration. Here Gradle reads and executes your build scripts, resolves dependency configurations, and prepares the full task graph. The third stage is execution, where Gradle actually runs the required tasks in the correct order based on their dependencies. Understanding this lifecycle is very important when writing custom tasks, optimizing build times, or debugging build failures. Question 5. What is the difference between build.gradle and settings.gradle? In Gradle, build.gradle is the main file where you configure plugins, dependencies, repositories, tasks, and the general behavior of the project. Every module in a multi-module project has its own build.gradle file. Settings.gradle is different. It defines the overall structure of the project. This includes which modules are included in the build, how they are linked, and what the root project name should be. In simple terms, settings.gradle controls the project layout and build.gradle controls the project behavior. Question 6. How do Gradle dependency configurations work? In Gradle, dependencies are organized using configurations. These configurations determine when and how dependencies are added to the class path. The most common one is implementation. It is used for compiling and running your code, but it does not expose dependencies to other modules. API exposes dependencies to modules that depend on your module. Compile only means the dependency is only needed at compile time. Runtime only means the dependency is only needed when running the application. Test implementation is only used during testing. These configurations give developers fine-grained control over dependency usage and visibility. They also help reduce build size and improve encapsulation. Question 7. What is the Gradle wrapper and why is it recommended? The Gradle wrapper, commonly called Gradle, allows you to run a project using a specific version of Gradle without installing Gradle manually. When you run the wrapper for the first time, it automatically downloads the correct version. This ensures consistent builds across all environments, whether you are building locally, on a CI server or on someone else's machine. The wrapper is the recommended way to execute Gradle in all production level projects because it eliminates version mismatches. Question 8. What is the difference between Groovy DSL and Kotlin DSL? Gradle originally used Groovy as its scripting language. Groovy DSL is flexible and expressive, but it has fewer compile time checks. Later, Gradle introduced Kotlin DSL, which provides strong type checking, excellent IDE support, better auto-completion, and fewer runtime errors. Both DSLs work, but Kotlin DSL is becoming the modern standard for large projects because it is safer and easier to maintain. Question 9. How does Gradle caching improve performance? Gradle caching stores the outputs of tasks so that if the inputs haven't changed, the task doesn't need to run again. This is known as incremental builds. Gradle also supports remote caching, so multiple developers or CI servers can share cached results. This reduces build times dramatically. For example, if your test task hasn't changed, Gradle will skip it and use the cached result. This feature is extremely useful in CI pipelines and large microservice architectures. Question 10. How do you create custom tasks in Gradle? You can create custom tasks directly inside build.gradle. For example, you can write a simple task to print a message, generate files, clean up directories, run scripts, or integrate custom tools. Gradle tasks can also depend on other tasks, allowing you to build complex automation pipelines. For larger projects, you can organize custom tasks into classes inside a build src directory. This helps write clean and maintainable build logic. Let's quickly summarize what we covered. You learned what Gradle is, why it is faster than Maven, how tasks and plugins work, and how the build lifecycle operates. You explored dependency configurations, the difference between Groovy DSL and Kotlin DSL, and how the Gradle wrapper ensures consistent builds. We also talked about caching, custom tasks, and how Gradle speeds up modern application development. If you understand these 10 interview questions clearly, you will be confident in any Java or Spring Boot interview that includes Gradle. Gradle is powerful, flexible, and extremely important for today's fast-paced software development environment. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video